Welcome back to Pro League, everybody. This is the night of big defeats and one-sided games. So far, Jin Air here, very, very far ahead of Prime. It's a 2-0 so far. Okay, we get the Monday caster here voting for MyuNgSiK. I believe that's why we're looking at the predictions.
Min Jun.
Yeah, the rest of us go for Cure.
Yeah, well, maybe he knows something we don't. Maybe he's friends with MyuNgSiK. MyuNgSiK is like, hey man, I'm gonna destroy Cure this time around. I know it. I can feel it. I got this sick all in with Void Rays. I'm gonna win.
Maybe, man. Maybe.
It
could happen. I think it's possible. MyuNgSiK has done stuff like that before. Just where he comes out here and surprises everybody by just doing this insane all-in that has like 3 different parts and just never ends, and the guy's like not prepared for it here. MyuNgSiK is 3-7 so far, 0-2 against Terran.
Yeah, no success against Terran so far this season. Drinking that cheap water, Valdez.
Yeah.
You see that?
That's the water I like to drink, man.
That's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's not the special water that I like, the JG water. But here we go, Cure. 7-3 this season, 2-1 against Protoss.
Yeah.
This guy is sick against Zerg. Not too bad against Protoss either, though.
For sure. I think he's got the best song, at least in my opinion. In terms of like a theme song for you coming out and like wrecking noobs in StarCraft 2, I'm like, yeah, this fits. This fits very well.
I like Call Me Maybe just a little bit better.
Hack, I feel like he's going for the totally opposite effect, going for Mother Pig and Baby Pig.
I don't even know what that's about, man. I don't even want to know.
He's got his own thing going, Moonblade. He's just doing it whatever he wants. We're going to jump into game number 3 here, guys. It's going to be MyuNgSiK versus Cure. It's going to be on Vaani Research Station. This is a very long, thin 2-player map. And the question for me is, does MyuNgSiK have the all-in prepared for Cure to take one game for Prime? Let's jump into game number 3 right now. Up here in the north, in the purple for Prime, is MyuNgSiK.
And in the south, that is a green Terran. His name is Cure.
Cure, I'm not exactly sure how his ability is to hold off all-ins. I feel like I'm kind of hyping this up, like MyuNgSiK is 100% going to go for an all-in. For me, it's like I think it's going to be like 80 or 90% here from MyuNgSiK.
You know, we could actually just see Cure go for like a proxy Reaper or something. That could also happen. Not bad on this map, that's for sure. But no SCV on the map, so probably not. Probably not. But, yeah, we could definitely see more of a macro game, I think. Definitely see MyuNgSiK going for maybe a Stargate, trying something there with Oracles into something else. I don't know if MyuNgSiK wants to play this on 2-base or wants to go further down the track and actually play like a big macro game from it. Will be hard against someone like Cure, especially on this kind of map with a lot of airspace between behind the natural, the pocket natural, which is even harder to defend.
Yeah. The thing I want to mention, like I said in the beginning of this matchup, Prime just seemingly putting out players that they think need practice, I guess, with Boom Boom and Tang Tang specifically. But MyuNgSiK is like one of the players on Prime that I actually feel has like a decent amount of potential. You know, like if he actually practiced like hardcore with some of the best players out here and like tried to become one of the best, I think he possibly could.
Well, he was
just from what we've seen so far from this guy.
He used to be on the Kesper team too, right? Like he used to be on KT. I believe it was. And so he
Marine King texted that he does not want to play against Life. That's on Facebook. He actually just said, I won't do it. Like, no,
wow.
I'm not doing it.
That's so funny.
And as simple a way as you can actually put in Korean.
Oh, man. Well, fair enough, I got to say. I'd probably have the same response if Life called me out. I'd be like, no.
I'd be like, no thanks, I'm not ready for the public embarrassment just yet. I've already had enough of that recently.
Yeah, that's kind of ruthless. And we are going to see Pretty normal opener from both sides. Very early factory. We are going to see that marine mine drops. No doubt about that.
Yeah.
Great choice for this map.
I'm loving it like McDonald's, man.
You like McDonald's?
Well, that's just their slogan.
Well, I'm talking about you, Valdez. Do you like McDonald's?
It's all right. It's all right. I can go for a Big Mac set every once in a while.
Big Mac?
Yeah. Or the Shanghai.
Shanghai's pretty nice out here.
Yeah.
It's one of these
Little
burgers.
chicken burger.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's all right.
I love those double downs from KFC, man.
Oh, those are the best, man.
If I'm dirty Balkan son, that's where I go.
Oh, yeah.
Get nasty.
All that fried chicken in one meal.
Get all greased up. Good to go. No tech choice just yet from MyuNgSiK. What have you got planned, mate? Is it going to be that Stargate? Yep.
Little Stargate here. First Widowmine going to come out. But already pushing across the map is Cure.
We've seen this before. Like, he kind of, like, comes up here, scouts it, maybe tries to do some damage to the mothership, maybe even try and trigger the photon overcharge early enough.
He gets a scout on the Stargate.
Wow.
It's pretty nice. He may just choose to keep his Widowmines at home and expand.
I reckon he could probably get out some extra Widowmines by the time that Medivac finishes, have some at home, and then go for the drop. Looks like he's going for the push.
Uh-oh.
Oh, mothership. Pulling the probes.
That's very smart. He was so close to having a photon overcharge, so he had to keep it alive.
Wow. He uses it now, which is even scarier, I think, Valdez. Because he's not going to have it for that mine drop or the marine drop. It's going to get very ugly, especially if he goes to the natural. I think things just got a little bit worse.
I like that he is going for the robo, though. He's going to have an observer in due time here. I'm not sure I'm not sure if it's going to come out right on time. He needs to chrono boost that out right now, in fact, with the drop coming across the map right now.
Yeah, well, here comes this drop. 6 Marines, 1 Widow Mine. Maybe put the mine at the ramp to the natural, so to cover anything that comes his way and go for the kills with the Marines, I think would be a jolly good idea. See how he plays this one out there.
With no photon overcharge, like he was saying, this is just so scary. Nice little Umbro there. He doesn't need to use that just yet. Already 5 probes going down. No mining at your natural.
Wow. This is already too much damage. He's already lost 7 probes from Marines alone. There has not been a Widow Mine hit yet. And this Widow Mine's going to get into a pretty insane position, I'd have to say. Doesn't pick it up. Oh, all right. It hits the... he's just going to get rid of the air units now.
Oh, man.
That Phoenix is on 8 HP right now.
That one Stalker's his last hope, but against a Medivac, not doing that good. The Phoenix has to come back. Like,
he's looking for it, man.
This is better. You need to focus down that Medivac first so you can actually kill these Marines. They're even getting kills right now. 11 probes going down.
Well. Oh, what? The mine saves this Marine while he's up in the air, but gets zapped by a probe. This game is dirtier than a double down. I'll tell you that much, Valdez.
Oh, yeah, man.
Oh, my God. This is insane. That Widow Mine's going to remain for a while, too. Is
he still not made an observer here?
Observer's on the
finally
way.
is going to get it.
Observer's on the way now.
We've got 3 more Widow Mines on the way. And only 2 Phoenixes are out. Oh, what?
Oh, my God.
Wow. Okay.
That actually happened.
That's really, really unfortunate.
He better run this Widow Mine. Run it. Keep it alive.
Run away.
Oh, no. There's an observer there. All right, well, he's going to have to deal with 3 more now. He's got a Phoenix, another Phoenix on the way, so we'll have 1 lift.
Yeah, 1 lift.
Here we go. Boom, bang. Going to keep the last one, maybe take it to the natural.
Oh, no boost on this Medivac. He needs to drop it out. Should be able to run those probes away.
Oh.
Actually, he's just going to lift it.
All right. So he doesn't take any sort of damage in terms of deaths, but he did have to pull all his main probes for quite a long time.
And it seems like Cure wants to go for some kind of follow-up push here. So
Not a bad choice.
1 Medivac out. That's the one big thing he's lacking right now. Also, the upgrades are a little bit late with the build he chose. Stim only halfway done, +1 only now starting.
MyuNgSiK's going to have out 1 Colossus.
Yeah, exactly.
And nothing else. Just 1 Colossus, a hero Colossus, to deal with these Marines. Warping in one Stalker now to help out. It's like, here I am. And then,
that's enough, man. There's only Marines here.
yeah, if there was a few Marauders, he'd probably try and fight this.
But he's like scrambling for units right now. He's like, I need more Colossi. He's trying to chrono boost it out right now. But at the same time, Kira's just going to keep him in here on 2 base and take his own 3rd base. He doesn't need to force anything right now.
You know, I'd even actually love it if he scanned that Observer and killed it, because then MyuNgSiK's completely in the dark. Stim not yet finished. Just about finished, though. If it was finished, maybe he'd stim forward and try and just DPS down. That Colossus. Got to be careful. Got to be careful, Kira. Don't want to throw away all these Marines. It looks like MyuNgSiK doesn't want to throw away everything either. He's got to be very careful how he engages this, especially with no buffering for these Colossus.
I think we're just going to see a very like Maru-style, like heavy micro play at the 3rd base that the Protoss is trying to get up. Something we used to see a lot on Outboxer, where the Protoss was just very low on Colossi and units, but he was trying to get out this fast 3rd base. But then we just see like incredible spreads and some Vikings that pop out just in time. Usually Maru didn't even have Vikings in the mix, but...
Yeah, this is the map for it as well. Like, look how open that 3rd base is. It is such an open map for this kind of style, where you do just get a massive concave with the bio and just kill everything. Yeah, I've seen MyuNgSiK go for that, actually, the Phoenix Colossus style as well, mind you.
Phoenix is going to catch out some Vikings, but they can easily micro back to the safety of the Marines. And these Phoenixes don't really allow Kira to go for these drops at the back. And at this point, with all the Colossi and the units back there at that back base, I'd be pretty wary about dropping there right now, actually.
Yeah, I think he might be just trying to bait everything out of position so these bio on the left side can maybe stim in and try and kill probes or DPS down the Nexus if there's maybe a few more. He doesn't really have to do much. He doesn't have to pressure too much. He knows exactly the composition that MyuNgSiK's going for, so he just has to make, you know, the right amount of Vikings, the right amount of, I guess, Marauders for this composition.
Goes for the scan. They're probably looking for an Observer. We didn't actually get to see if that went down. And you were exactly right. There's no defense over here. Absolutely nothing. Here come the Stim Marines.
Getting 3 down. Could probably maybe get out of here as well. A few of them at least.
Yep, only going to lose 2 of those Marines, and now making 4 Vikings at a time is Kira. He's actually skimping heavily on the Medivacs right now because he's going up against this Phoenix Colossi style.
Yeah, well, I think it makes sense. I think it's probably better than Medivacs, because if he has too many Medivacs, not enough Vikings, then the Phoenix kind of just kill everything anyway. Just looking for picks here. And there's no Stalkers here. There's nothing to really counteract the Vikings besides these Phoenix.
Yeah, really, really nice micro out of Kira, just picking off units before the fight.
I actually see a couple of Vikings at these starports as well that he didn't rally across. A little bit of a mistake there. And ooh, look at these Colossi. I'm kind of getting nervous here. Looks like he's actually going to go for a fight with 5 Colossus and a few Zealots to kind of buffer for them.
Doesn't have much support here, but he does have that Time Warp, and 5 Colossi are a lot, but you need to have something there with them. And in fact, delaying even more mining at this 3rd base is Cure.
Oh, yeah. A little bit more, forcing in some warp ins he didn't want to make. And I think Cure kind of just has to make the right amount of Vikings before he even tries to fight this, and he should be able to just deal with it. If there's enough Vikings to one-shot Colossi like this, he should be able to just get rid of them all. And then these Phoenix are going to be essentially useless.
Yeah. Let's try to overpower him, but at the same time, MyuNgSiK is trying to go for upgrades to his air units and even a fleet beacon here with double Stargate. So he's committing heavily to the Phoenix count, just trying to snipe out the Vikings before they are able to snipe out all the Colossi. Kind of the balance you have to go for when you go for this kind of unit composition. Just the fight for the air.
No charge on the way just yet, is there, Velez?
Not that I've seen.
Yeah, I don't think so. It could be another thing he could really use at this point, as he's investing in pretty much all his gas into these Colossi and Phoenix. And massing Zealots to kind of buffer for these Colossus would be the next step. But man, that is a lot of Vikings. We currently have 15 Vikings against 12 Phoenix, 5 Colossus.
Yeah.
Would be the opportunity for Cure.
Cure got a big lead early on in this game, and he's he's just got incredible macro. Just to be totally straight up about this guy, he's just very, very strong in that nature of the game, and we already see him about maxed out here for MyuNgSiK. He's going for Ghosts, actually, +2/+2, so he's not trying to force this at all. Looks like he's just waiting, getting more upgrades, just taking it slow.
Deal with this counterattack. And yeah, I think this pretty much after this counterattack is done with, he's got really nothing left to do except just attack and try and kill. Just about finding the right position. It's all about positioning against this kind of composition and the focus fire from these Vikings. Whether he is going to fight against the Phoenix or simply just try and kill all the Colossi so his bio can mop up everything else. I think that's probably the better choice.
See Kira trying to move into position. Scans coming down, like you said, positioning super important, so definitely good to throw down some scans and make sure you're not running into your own death. The Ghosts finally joining the army right now. Those EMP is going to be very nice against all of those units. Make those Phoenix's little paperweights.
There we go. There's some of that focus fire. One Colossus went down already, and the rest are going to be focused down now. All these Vikings taking all the hits. So he's got to be careful. You know, he's taking a lot of damage as well.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of those Colossi actually surviving really nice positioning from MyuNgSiK for a long time here. But now the EMP is coming down and still a decent amount of bio here. But again, a lot of the Vikings have gone down.
Yeah, it's not going to be enough, actually. And at least 2 Colossus are going to survive. Everything else is going to get picked up. Sorry, 1 Colossus survives.
Just barely.
Still a pretty good trade, I guess, for the Terran. He's still ahead in supply, at least. And all those probes died at the 3rd base, so that's another sort of redeeming thing.
Yeah.
All these Phoenix kind of survive, which is the scary part.
They can definitely begin to put on the herd, actually just go over those starports possibly and pick off some Vikings. They do have the range upgrade.
At least kill a bunch of bio coming out of these racks.
Yeah, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Like, just park over there for a little bit, try to pick off some units, try to claw your way back in this game. Uh-oh, some Vikings being picked off. 3 of them already going down. The +2 to air weapons is finished for the Phoenixes.
Yeah, it's a bit of a tricky position now. Still a supply lead for Cure, and he does have that 4th base now, but I mean, MyuNgSiK also has a 4th base, and it's at the gold base.
Yeah, and even though he lost a lot of those probes in the fight, he's replenished them very, very fast. Already up to 65 probes.
This game has kind of gotten pretty interesting, Valdez.
Yeah, this is definitely not over by any means.
Granted, there's still not much on the ground. When I'm looking at this army, it's like 3 Colossi and 4 Sentry and a Stalker. I mean, it is still a very small army, and if there was enough bio to help deal with the Phoenix as well, like, he could just bulldoze this time, and it should work.
Yeah.
He really did reset that Colossus count.
That's the thing about this army. Most of it is made up of Phoenixes, in fact. I think going even above 20 at this point in time. Oh, no, he's only up at 13. I guess losing a little bit more than I thought. Looks like Kira now getting a scout of the gold base is going to be like, oh, you have the gold base.
Yeah, this is going to be a bit of a shock. He's like, crap, this game's going to go on for a long time, and I got to be a bit more careful now. I could very well lose this.
Yeah. The thing about when you go against Phoenix Colossi is that the Phoenixes really shut down the drops, and that was one big thing on this map that's pretty decent, especially with that backdoor base that's totally taken away from Kira in this game.
I'm kind of scared for Kira's army. There's not really enough Vikings this time, and that is so many Colossi.
Some nice force fields as well, really bunching up that bio, but there's like no support here for the Colossi.
Yeah, now the Phoenix are going down. There's nothing left for these Colossi to buffer for.
Yeah, the EMPs are pretty huge there, man.
Yeah, I think he might have even held position to help deal with the Phoenix as they were shooting over his army. The whole position of the Marines, they're obviously always going to auto attack the Phoenix and wipe them out much quicker. Trying to get behind those force fields and deal with the Colossus.
Nice little harass here at that 4th base, kind of shut down some mining, but at the same time he lost his gold. So Kira definitely in the lead right now. You even see it in the supplies of 50 at this point in time.
No 3-3 just yet. +3 attack. Almost half done. He's got a nice big window of opportunity to attack before then at least.
Yeah, I think he could just max out here and actually just go for the attack. Just make like a ton of Vikings. He's actually got 3 Starport Vikings right now, reactored. So he's just pumping out 6 at a time.
I think his bio army alone is too big for this. There's just no buffering still. 2 sentries of the buffer on the ground for these 5 Colossus. And obviously the Phoenix count got really reset there, so there's as many Vikings as there are Phoenix. Going to be a big problem going into this fight. Ooh.
EMP's missing there a bit. A nice concave being set up by Kier, stimming in, and like you said, there's barely anything on the ground here. Everything just gets melted, and all these Colossi in the back have no support. Just being one-shotted by Marauders. Even all the Phoenixes go down, and I think that's going to be it, man.
Yeah, I think that must be it. GG.
GG. Jenner takes another 3-0 here against Prime. Exactly what they were looking for. And in 3 pretty one-sided games at that. That was probably the closest one we had all night, actually. And it wasn't even that close.
Yeah. Well, at least he won the first fight, right? Like, MyuNgSiK stayed alive for the first part.
Again, it was just one of those games where, like, the better player is just, like, ahead, but the other guy's holding on just for dear life. He's like, no, I can make this work.
Yeah.
And it just kind of drags along the game until he eventually loses.
Close game. Well, pretty one-sided day.
Yeah.
Oh, well. These days happen, especially Tuesdays seem to be the days of less important, more one-sided matches.
But especially the thing, like, when you get this kind of round-robin setup, you're eventually going to have, like, the first-place team face the 8th-place team, right? And that day is just not going to be the best day of StarCraft, to be honest. But we had some interesting ones, especially in the beginning of the day, like the Life versus Hack, I feel like was a decent game.
That was
a pretty cool
that
composition from Life.
Yeah, I didn't mind that match at all, actually. It went the distance.
Yeah. MyuNgSiK here just trying to show off a bit of his own style, going for Phoenix Colossi. One of the only Protosses that do it these days, and as we see, it didn't quite work out for him. Prime players really taking the losses hard today, I have to say. Really just showing it in their body language and on their faces that they're not happy with their losses.
Well, I think that's the first step in getting better, right? You got to have to care about your losses and whatnot and be really willing to improve. And MyuNgSiK gave it a great go. He actually looked like he practiced pretty hard for that match, and his style is interesting. But, oh well.
Yeah. You're just a better player, I think, overall. Really shutting it down today is Jenner. And that's going to put them in a good spot here. They're going to be 5-1 with a +7 indicator. So I think they do hold on to that second place spot, but for now, behind Gigantus. And I wonder who the MVP is going to be of this one, man. Any guesses?
It's a hard one. It's a hard one, Valdez. Maybe they'll give it to Cure, because it was the closest game of that series.
Maybe they'll give it to Rogue. Like, held off and all in or something.
Yeah.